singers like My Town featuring Caladocious, Money Gang featuring Gemini Major, and OK. Chanda Mbao has got another single out, and this one is called The Final Wave. Does that ring a bell? Of course it does. And he's here to break down that jam for us. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me to welcome the one and only ZMB president. Did I say that right?
You did.
Okay. Welcome to ZMBTalks.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I mean, technically speaking, it is the Yo Body Association of Zambia, a formal entity, but we allow
nice.
for those members, those civilian members of the public to refer to us.
All right.
Whatever is most convenient for yourselves.
I get it, Mr. President. But let me say this on camera again, and like, you and Dub G are the first artists I ever interviewed. Thank you so much for that opportunity. Despite people not knowing me, you're like, okay, you know what, Edna, I'll come through. Thank you so much.
No, that's dope. I didn't even know that was one of your first interviews. It was a good interview. So.
It was my second. Dope was the first and you're my second. Thank you so much.
Oh, for sure, it was a good interview.
Alrighty. So prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, right, you had something going on at Skybar. Is it the Thirsty Thursdays? Yeah. How did that help you? Why were you doing it? Were you doing it for the culture? Were you doing it for your brand?
Yeah, it was more really for the culture because, I mean, I knew, one, it was on Thursdays, right? So Thursdays is obviously not a big night in the Saka, but it was more so about just finding a way to create a physical in-person platform for, some people rock with the title New Wave, some people don't, whatever, kind of how you feel about it. But point being, newer, younger artists, and just creating a way that they could contact people in person, because a lot of times, like, what happens, and I do that because obviously I've had my own experience and my own struggles coming up or whatever, but a lot of times it's hard to get into the club as a new artist. It's hard to get in front of real people because no one really wants to book you unless you're like performing for free, unless you're like opening up for somebody who maybe you know. So I just felt like, you know what, why not create something that can consistently promote and push the younger, newer acts, So I was doing that obviously to try and influence the culture and try and see if we could grow it. Unfortunately, gassing happened, COVID happened, so it is what it is. But hopefully, when things calm down, we could start that again.
It was going pretty well, of course, because Trina Sound, my friend, performed there. Jedi performed there, and the response was good on Twitter. I just hope it was good there as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so during the pandemic itself, you kept on releasing songs every Friday. Yeah. Was that a way of trying to remain relevant?
More so, it was like, so obviously a lot of people, what they were doing was going live on Instagram. And I actually don't enjoy doing that. It's not something I enjoy, but it was more so as like a way to stay in touch with my fans, and a way to basically feed them with content during a time that I knew, one, they're at home, don't have much to do, so I wanted to keep them entertained, give them something to look forward to. Because a lot of times, especially for people who work or who are in school, a lot of times you look forward to the weekend. But in the quarantine times, at least for those who were serious about it, and there was, I think, a period where most people were serious about it, weekends just kind of died.
Yeah,
so I was like, why not give them something to look forward to, at the same time stay in touch with them, at the same time entertain them. So it was really for like the core fans. I was dropping direct to my Audio Mac, just on my social media, no crazy promo, but for them. So
is it still going on?
No, it was just for the month of May.
Oh, okay, nice. So, and your song now, the main reason why we're here, you gave us a song called The Wave, produced by Shinko, is it?
No, it's produced by Chase Iron. All three of them were produced by
Are you serious?
Yeah.
But who's doing the na-na?
That's Shinko.
That's Shinko's. I hit the backing, so I thought that was Shinko's.
No, the beat's Chase Iron.
Oh, okay, cool. So you gave us The Wave. It was just you and Scott.
Yeah.
Then there was the bigger wave.
Exactly.
There was you, Delace, and La Lizzie.
Yeah.
Then now we have the final wave, featuring J Roxa and Skales from Nigeria. Yeah. So was this the plan in the beginning to give us?
No, actually, that's the crazy thing, is because I'm actually really happy that, one, there's a hugely positive response to the final wave, which is dope. I mean, we did 10,000 views in 3 days, which for me, I mean, I don't take that stuff for granted. So for me, it's
I've
a
been
big
seeing
deal.
that on your social media, appreciating it.
No, for sure. Like, I mean, you know, because that's fully organic. I haven't really done much in the way of like, you know, sponsoring or anything like that. So, so for me, that was like really something that made me grateful. But yeah, no, that definitely wasn't the plan when we started. When we started, we originally dropped Wave as a thank you to fans, because me and Scott, and this was in 2017, so this song has been going for 3 years, which is crazy. But now it became a trilogy, so that's cool. But in 2017, me and Scott won our first award, which was for our collaboration, Selfish.
What was that?
It was for the best hip hop video of the year for the year of 2016. But that
Ngoma Kwacha Awards?
no, CBC.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I actually really appreciated that award because it was voted for directly by fans.
It was
So,
like a people's choice.
Exactly. So it's not a political award.
I get it.
So that meant a lot to me. I was like, yo, this is really dope. And me and Scott, because we're one, you know, really close collaborators and you know, obviously good friends and associates, we have songs in the stash together. And so at that point, when that award came, I said, yo, we need to drop something for our fans as like a thank you to them for voting us for this, right? And so that day that we won that, we dropped Wave. And then it was dope online for a little bit, but then like several months later, towards the end of the year, when I started to launch my mixtape in the end of 2017, I decided that I wanted to give it visuals because after some time the audio started to grow, and I like sent it out, was promoting it a little bit on social media, and then I managed to catch the attention of this one US dancer who dropped a dance video. And then my streams just went like crazy after that guy danced to it. And so I was like, yo, this thing needs a video. So towards the end of the year, right, we're talking February 2017, the end of 2017, we drop a video. And then the video goes to Trace Africa and it went crazy. It was like number 2 on like the Africa top 10 or whatever, and then it went to Trace Urban, and it was like number 2 on Trace Urban. I never expected that, but so what that did is it created a little bit of like, I guess, reputation in the regions that have the Trace channels and watch it. So when I started like, you know, obviously hitting people up and making inquiries, people recognized me from Wave. And that's how I got in touch with Lay Lizzy and subsequently Delez, who had heard that song and liked it, you know? And so Lay Lizzy was first. He like sent his first, like I had hit him up. He was like, yo, yeah, I definitely heard this. I rock with it. If you want me to jump on it, I can. And he sent a verse back in like no time. And so that was really dope.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Is it true those major Zambian artists that were supposed to be on the remix, but due to circumstances, he couldn't make it for the shoot in South Africa?
Yeah, that's
Mind
true.
telling us the name?
No.
Okay, we'll move on.
But so that was the original plan.
Okay.
So unfortunately it didn't work out, but that's how then the Lay Lizzy, the Delez part of it came through, because Lay Lizzy sent his verse ASAP. And so then it was just a question of logistics. I was like, okay, you're in Mozambique. I think we need visas to go to Mozambique. So, but he's half of the time in SA. So I was like, why don't we meet in SA to shoot for this? I'll come with my Zambian contingent and we can meet there. And he's like, okay, cool, game. They decided on a date. We get there and we only have two verses. One verse is missing. And we're like literally on set at a video. So we had to shoot like half the video basically, or 2/3 of the video, and then figure out who the last feature was gonna be.
Wow, so it was like a last minute thing.
I had to, so what happened, that was the first trip to SA, I had to go back to SA, and then that's how I met Delez, and he was down with it, and he jumped on it, and so we were trying to shoot the video, and it didn't happen, so I had to go back to SA again. So it was 3 trips to SA for the bigger wave to happen. So I'm glad that you say you enjoyed it, because it wasn't fun for me.
So you just broken down how the bigger wave happened.
Yeah.
How did the final wave happen? How did you meet Skales? I know Rockstar is on top of his game right now, so obviously you wanted him on your record, or maybe it was just another reason for that.
Yeah, no, so the way it happened was, you know, back in I think that was September 2019, Skales came out here obviously to support Sheffy on his album rollout, as well as, you know, obviously the fact that they had a collaboration track that they've done together. So so there was, I guess, a, you know, Shiva's Afro Blend Nights plus the like main event that they had set up for these artists to kind of support and collaborate with Sheffy. So one of the nights before the main night, we were booked to perform. I was booked to perform, but I brought Scott along with me to do Wave. And you know, I did my set. It was like a short set. Actually got like some footage of Scales and Mr. P. I didn't even know they were gonna be there actually, because it was at, you know, it was like at a club down the street from here. And well, shout out Granddaddies, they're right here. So yeah, so we were there, and then they just walk in during the evening, and then I start performing or whatever. Money Gang's going in. Someone records a video of Mr. P and Scales dancing the Money Gang, like really rocking stuff. It was dope. And then we also performed Wave, and Scales just really caught his ear. He's like, yo, I really like that song. Why don't you guys pull through to the hotel, and I'll drop a verse on it as a remix. Wow. And I was like, man, we already did a remix. But he's like, nah, rock with it. We will make something happen. I was like, all right, you know, like, I'm not gonna stop fighting.
Wow. So is it because Skales was willing to put a verse on it, that's why you decided to come up with the Final Wave?
Yeah, there was no plans for anything Wave related at that juncture. It was just that we were performing and he rocked with it, and I was like, you know what? Sometimes in life you shouldn't fight the things that are like organic, you know? Like if there's just a vibe about something, you know, go with it. And I was like, you know what? Let's go with this. I wasn't planning this, but let's go with it, and let's make it a trilogy. Like, you know, let's just do it.
Let's just do it.
And we did it.
And speaking about vibe, right? Yeah. Chanda Mbao is, sorry to use this term, but you make the music for people in Mayadi. You get it, right?
That's funny.
And then I feel like you and I don't know if you've heard of Chanda Mbao.
I have.
I feel you affiliating your sound with the Kopala type, you know, the Kopala people. You kind of like exchange fans. Have you thought about it? Like working with people from the Kopala belt?
Yeah, so I have a collaboration with Dope Boys coming up. So shout out to Dope Boys, you know, big shout out to them, because they hit me up for a track, and I actually think it sounds really dope. But yeah, I've definitely heard of Chanda Mbao, you know, much props to what they're doing, and I'm more than game, man. Like I don't have any like restrictions about
that's good. That's good.
About who I work with and don't. For me, at the end of the day, it's really about, you know, growing the Zambian music industry, about people who have a passion for it, you know, people who are down and people who are open, you know, so there's actually quite a few Copper Belt collabs that I'd like to get in the bag. One that I'm just trying to find the right beat and the right track, but I really want to do a song with Bao Chase.
Oh, okay.
He's somebody that I have like a lot of respect for. I think he's a really talented artist. So there's a lot that I want to do.
Nice. Let me take you back to the wave, the Final Wave.
Yeah.
So what's next? What plans do you have for the single? Because already it's doing good. I hear it was featured in a Nigerian newspaper, one of the biggest newspapers in Nigeria, actually. What's next for the single? How hard are you trying to push it?
Well, so we've been playlisted on 2 major Apple Music playlists. Still waiting to see, you know, what else happens, but really this is the end of the chapter for Wave. So yeah, so it's the final wave. We just wanted to, you know, give the fans something. It was actually supposed to be the final song for Quarantine Friday.
Oh, wow.
But due to like different like logistics and like getting the video ready and then like different things, what I did is I put it up and told the fans, yo fans, if you are down for this and you want this, let me know. And they were pre-ordering the single, and it went quite well. So yeah, so this is basically the end of the chapter. So hopefully just people support it, you know, enjoy the memories as we do, and we move on to new stuff.
Don't say that. It looks like it's a storybook and then it's coming to an end.
Yeah, the way chapter's closed. What do you want?
We need a femix, because last time you said you wanted to work with Bombshell.
Yeah, I have a very specific track in mind for Bombshell, and it's. She's got the beat, we've got the concept, so we just need the right day to hop in the studio and make it happen. But it's like really dope, and it's gonna be on my album. So.
Nice, great. Before we wrap it up, right? This is just like a general question I have for you. You know, you, Roberto, Roxa, King Diesel, Marky 2, I feel like you put it in your best to really put Zambian music on the map. However, personally, I feel we haven't yet reached that status. I don't think we have any international artists in Zambia, if you ask me. So what is it that, I'll ask you again, what is it that we're not doing right, Chanda?
I mean, so yeah, I'm glad actually that you asked that. And I would say, like, with all due respect, because I really like appreciate and respect those guys. But the reason why we don't have, say, a Burna Boy is because we don't have a big enough support base.
Where is the support? Where is it supposed to come from? I feel like right now we're engaging with you guys a lot now. You asked us,
Seriously, there's nothing that's gonna happen without you paying your Zambian artists. Like, people always like ask for free songs. They always like want stuff now, always want stuff without putting anything. But there's no ways we can compete on a content level. There's no way we can compete on a promotional level without you putting money in your Zambian artists' pockets. And I always tell people, it doesn't have to be me. Like, this is not about me. This is about if we want Zambia, any Zambian to succeed, we'll always be at this like, and it makes me sad because obviously, like I mentioned to you actually off the record, off camera, I've been to SA, worked with Deleuze, worked with actually Gemini Major, other people too, but there is this like rumor or whisper about Zambia that it's like an irrelevant and small market. And the reason that is because people don't feel like there's money here, because no one here is willing to really pay artists, and that's the difference between Zambia and Nigeria. Is in Nigeria, Wizkid can get booked for a show in Nigeria and be booked for $50,000. Which one of us Zambian artists is gonna get booked for $50,000 here in Zambia? None. Like, for them who get good bookings, they have to go wherever they go, East Africa, whatever. But unfortunately, there's just not enough capital. Music is a very capital-intensive business, and that's what spectators don't realize. Like, the fans just want content and they want it now. But music requires a lot of money, and even upcoming artists sometimes don't realize. Music requires a lot of investment. Most artists, if you see, sometimes people be like, guys are nasty, like, you know, they'll say that. But what they don't realize is all the background struggles that somebody might be going through to put money together to shoot a video, go to the studio, pay a producer, pay a graphic designer, pay people to help them promote, it's a lot of expenses that the average person can't necessarily manage without a solid income stream. And I'm just fortunate that I have other income streams that I can use. But if you really analyze it, I'm like one of the lucky ones. If you look at, on average, and look at the Zambian music industry, most people don't have that luxury. So really, in truth, we need to invest in them more.
Okay. Alrighty. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming through, Chanda Mbao. But before we just wrap it up, your social media handles, I see you're active on Twitter, so I'm sure we want to follow you.
Yeah,
your social media handles.
Yeah, at Chanda Mbao on Twitter, at Chanda Mbao on Instagram, Chanda Mbao on Facebook. Yeah, you could definitely get in touch. I interact quite a lot. Even on Facebook, I try and respond to all the comments. I'm really bad with DMs, but I try to respond to all the comments.
Okay.
So hit me up.
Any major collabs coming, local, international?
Yeah, definitely.
Hints, please.
For sure. So the only hint that I'll give is I've got a really big single for this year that's got a US artist on it. So,
okay. You're really the man of the bigger wave. Alright, there you have it, guys. We've heard it from Chanda Mbao. All we have to do right now is invest in our artists, be it upcoming, be it established. They still need our support. We also need your thing, Kylie. What's happening, guys? We need the subscribers. Yes.
Oh.
We need to bring them flag home as well.
Like, what thing are you looking for?
My bad.
No. There's no things that are flying around.
Remember to subscribe, open your glory DNA. See you next time right here on Trilogy. Bye. ZMB Talks.